simple website in HTML and CSS. Today we are going to see the HTML part 1. Let's go!
Today we are going to get started in HTML part 1. So let's go into the next slide. So now we are going to learn what is HTML. So here are the options. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It means H means hyper, T means text, M means markup, L means language. The next option is HTML is the standard markup language for creating web pages. So HTML is the standard markup language for creating web pages like Google is a web page, or VNC.lk is a web page. Like those web page, HTML is the standard markup language for creating those web pages. The next option is HTML describes the structure of a web page. So it doesn't create everything in the website. It only creates the structure for the website, for the web page or the website. It creates the structure for the website. The next option is HTML consists of a series of elements. It has many elements and it consists of series of elements. The next option is HTML elements tell the browser how to display the content. So HTML elements, we will see in the next slide what is an HTML element. So those HTML elements tell the browser. In the next slide you will be learning what is a web browser, and the HTML elements tell the browser how to display the things that we have given in the HTML code. The next option is HTML elements label pieces of content such as this is a heading, this is a paragraph, this is a link, and etc. So these are some options. What is for describing HTML. So what is HTML? Now I think you'll be getting the idea what is HTML. So let's go into the next page. Now we are going to learn about what is an HTML element. It's an HTML element. So an HTML element is defined by a start tag, some content, and an end tag. So the start tag is this tag name tag, and in the end we have a end tag, and in the between of the start tag and end tag we have the content. So this is how the tag looks like. It means an element looks like. So an element in the code we call as the HTML tag. Okay. The next option is the HTML element is everything from the start to the end tag. So an HTML element has everything in the website. Everything means one thing from the start tag to the end tag. Okay, inside the start tag and in end tag we have everything. Everything means the thing that we need for that tag. Okay, here's a table example. This will be needed for the getting started in HTML part 2 video. So you'll be thinking, why would BR tag has no content? Yeah, BR means break. So it breaks a line and makes a new line. So it makes a space and creates a new line. So that's what BR means. some tags don't have end tag and content. So we will study all about in the part 2. Let's go to the next slide. So now we are going to learn about the web browsers. The purpose of a web browser is to read HTML documents and display them correctly. So the purpose of the web browser like Chrome, Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Firefox, Safari, their purpose in coding is to read our HTML documents and display them correctly. So those are the purpose of a web browser to use HTML. A browser does not display the HTML tags, but uses them to determine how to display the document. So a browser does not display the HTML tags like the start tag, and in we will add some content, and again we will end the tag. So it will not display the whole tag. It will determine the tag and display it in the web browser. So here's an example. It will display like this. If H1, see the first it's a big heading. So for the biggest heading in HTML, we use H1. It means heading 1. So we start tag. The start tag is H1, and in the content we write some content like here we write my first heading, and we end the tag by adding a slash in the bracket and ending the tag by writing again H1. So this is how the web browsers work. Now let's go to the next slide. Now we are going to learn about HTML page structure. So in the below is a visualization of an HTML page structure. So this is how the HTML code structure looks like. This doc type HTML head, title, head, body, H1, P. I will explain all of them in the next part 2. Okay, you don't need now because you're beginners, so you don't need to scramble your head. So this is how the basic page structure looks like. So you can remember this. This is useful for part 2. So let's go to the next slide. Now this is not really, we don't need this to learn HTML. Yeah, we don't need this all along. Since the early days of the World Wide Web, there have been many versions of HTML. There are many versions. There's only not one HTML. There is HTML plus, HTML 2.0, HTML 3.2, HTML 4.01, XHTML 1.0, HTML5, HTML 5.1, HTML 5.1 second edition. There are many versions. Now we are using HTML5. It's the latest version of HTML. This is the year in the left side, and this is the right. In the right side we have the version's name. So you don't need it. You don't need to remember all of this. To learn HTML, we don't need HTML's history. So let's put this into the trash. And thank you for watching my video. In part 2, I'll explain all of the tags and I will show you creating a simple website using HTML. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Thank you guys. Bye. See you in the next part 2 video.